Campus Guy here. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna have a little bit of fun today. I haven't done a video like this in a while, but if you've been watching the channel, you know I've been making some subtle upgrades to the home theater. One of those upgrades being another pair of SVS prime elevations in the ceiling. If you guys have been hanging out with me lately, you know that I have prime elevations as my Atmos speakers in the front, but I used to have the Canton ARs in the back. These are the Canton AR800s that were my Dolby Atmos speakers for my rear walls. But I ordered another pair of prime elevations to go above my head in the back, and it's made a night and day difference. And the reason why I chose to do that was two reasons. One main reason was because these speakers don't have much of an angle, so when they sit flat on the wall, they don't really point down at the listening position, so they're pretty much missing my head. And so having the SVS prime elevations, I actually mounted them to the ceiling, firing downward, kind of more ideal, like an in-ceiling speaker, and they sound so much better because they're angled correctly. Now these are a better, Canton is the better speaker out of the two, but because of its angle, it doesn't hit my ear the way it's supposed to. So I upgraded because of that. The second reason is because there's a tonal difference. The tonality between a Canton AR800 and an SVS prime elevation, they sound completely different. And I can hear that when I'm watching movies. And so it bothered me enough to go and change all my Atmos speakers to SVS, and now all my floor standing speakers are now Canton, so everything is sonically the same. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna put these actually in my surround back application. And these are really good speakers and they cost a lot of money. I don't wanna just stop using them. So we're gonna actually put these in my surround back. So right now, currently, I'm running a 5.2.4 system. So that's 5 main speakers, 2 subwoofers, and 4 Atmos speakers above my head. But today we're gonna up that. We're gonna go back to a 7.2.4. So that's 7 main speakers, front left, center, front right, rear right, and then surround back left and surround back right, which what these will be. We're gonna add those to my system, and we're gonna give you a little more cohesion, a little more immersive experience. So today, you guys are gonna watch me kind of map this out and put them kind of back here on the back wall, something like this. They're gonna hang perfectly right behind the couch there, and I'll pull the couch up a little bit for some breathing room, but these are gonna work beautifully right there against the wall. Now, we're gonna do this with something really special. Thank you so much to Dynasty ProAudio for sending these out. This is gonna power my Canton AR800s, but what are these? This is the WSA5RP. They are wireless surround sound kits so that you can wirelessly transmit from your AV preprocessor or your AV receiver the signal that you're gonna be sending to your speaker. So I don't have to run another set of wires from my monolith power amplifier to some speakers. Now I can wirelessly do that, and I can use these to not only power my Canton ARs, but they also have some subwoofer out for the second subwoofer that I'm using. So now these do 2 things. They act, 1, as a surround sound kit, which is their main application, and then 2, they act as a wireless subwoofer transmitter as too, or a powered speaker transmitter, whatever you wanna use. So thank you so much to Dynasty ProAudio. I'm gonna be using these in today's project to make this work. So we're gonna go ahead and mount these to the back wall, kind of where I want them. We're gonna kick the surround left and surround right speakers outward a little bit, make them a little more wider, and then I'll show you guys how to connect these to integrate them into your sound system. So this should be a pretty fun video. So let's get right into it. So like I said, Dynasty ProAudio sent out these WSA5RP wireless surround sound kits to review for you guys. We're actually going to use them in today's application. What's really cool about these, there's many different ways to connect these to your AV receiver or preprocessor. So this one here is going to be the transmitter. This one has speaker level inputs or line level inputs or RCAs, but it also has a subwoofer input and then the power button there. The in button is going to be how you pair it if you lose any kind of signal between the two. Now this one's going to be the receiver. This is going to be the one that's going to send out the signal. So we have a speaker output left and right, which is what we're going to use today for the Canton AR800s. Now the subwoofer out is really cool because one of my subwoofers currently has a Dynasty ProAudio transmitter on it now, but this one could be a second one for me, which I think is perfect. So we may use that. Now there's a volume knob on this one, so you can actually control how loud those speakers are right from the receiver itself. But we're gonna keep that on maximum, pretty much bypass that, so that that signal that comes through my preprocessor will be full volume that it would be normally if I had them plugged directly to the preprocessor. So we're gonna leave that on max. We're not gonna touch that, but these are really nice. So they come with these stands. They're on their own stands right now. These stands are really nice to have. So if you don't want to wall mount them, you kind of want to sit them down, they have stands. And then it comes with a pair of speaker wire too. So you actually have speaker wire already in the box to go from the receiver to the speaker of choice. So we're gonna get this set up, guys, and I think you'll like the end result. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is take this surround left speaker. We're gonna kick it out over here. The door swings to about right here, so it's actually perfect. It's gonna be just perfect to where it needs to be as far as placement goes. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna move it right here. So this is gonna be my surround left speaker, and it's gonna be right about where it needs to be so that it hits my ear when I'm sitting on the couch. So that's perfect. We're gonna mirror that on the other side, take that speaker and do that very same thing. So I think there's just enough space next to the desk that we should be able to get this speaker going. So we're gonna unplug this. All right. And there's just enough space here that we can place this right where it needs to be. I'll move this out of the way so you guys can see. So now we have our left and right surround speakers placed perfectly where they need to be. And now we can go behind the couch. We're gonna move the couch up just a little bit, and we're gonna place the Canton ARs in the spot that I think they should be too. All right, so here's how I wanna go about getting these hung and making sure they're even on both sides. What's funny about the Cantons is that if you take the grill off, you see their orientation. The mid-bass driver is actually on the top and the tweeter is on the bottom. And what we want to do is get the tweeter right at your level, just above it, to get, you know, what we call the best, you know, best sound possible from that position, from your speaker position. So what we've done here, obviously the couch is going to be the same height all the way across, of course. So we're going to use my laser tape measure here, and it allows me to put a dot on the wall so that we know where we're going to want to mark our speaker. That's actually going to be where the bottom is. So I've already measured the distance between the bottom of the speaker and the keyhole here, so I know exactly where I need to put my dot on the wall here. So that dot's going to tell me where the bottom of the speaker's at, and I'm going to measure up and a little circle there, put a little pencil marking there, and that'll tell me exactly where I need to drill my hole into for these speakers. Now these speakers don't weigh a lot at all, so you can actually hang these with a regular nail or a screw. They don't weigh much at all, and they only hang by, as you can see, like a keyhole. So it'll be super easy to get this done. So I'll do the same thing on both sides. Of course, I'll measure the end of the couch right here over to the middle like I did here on that side, and then that should line me up perfectly. I want them to be just a little bit wider than where you would sit on the couch. So if you sit here, I want them to be kind of off just a little bit. Just you'll see. So we're gonna get that taken care of, and then I'll show you the end product. So we got them mounted on the wall, and they're lined up. I'll show you. They're lined up with the the Atmos speakers up there. So they're right, boom, and then that one right, boom. So they're perfect. They're perfect there. So now the next task at hand is to go ahead and get the transmitter and receiver set up. So like I said, these can be wall mounted if you want them to be. They have keyholes here. I'm not gonna do that. Well, maybe. These are so light that you could hang them up with like a tack, like a little pin. So I might do that. I have some thumbtacks here. I might just do that if they fit into these little slots here and kind of just mount them against the wall, possibly. But we're gonna get that hooked up now. I've already got one speaker wire with one Canton with some speaker wire. So we'll go ahead and get these connected and then pair it to the AVM70 and we should be good to go. Like I said, guys, the WSA 5RPs, the wireless transmitters for your surround sound, are really easy and simple to use. We already have some wire here. This is going to my surround back right speaker. So we're actually gonna plug that in right now. So it's easy and simple, kind of like any terminals you're used to. You're just gonna unscrew these terminals back here and then find your black and find your red, or find your negative and find your positive, and just plug it into that corresponding terminal there. So we're just gonna insert that and twist it as so, and now we have one in, and we're gonna do the same thing to the positive, or the red in this case. We're gonna insert it, if I can find, there we go. Oh, no, missed it. There we go. Just insert it there, give it a little twist, and there you go. So now we have one of the speakers hooked up there. So let's just say we did the left one as well. So we've got the left done, now we're good. We're gonna keep the volume to max. Now these both do need power, of course, to transmit and receive. I do have an outlet in the back there, so we'll plug in the DC input there, the power input there. And we're probably just gonna tuck this underneath the couch or just leave it on the floor on the stand like this. Just let it sit there, it'll be just fine. I did confirm that you can use a thumbtack and it'll fit just nice and neatly there. So you can hang it from the wall if you want to, with just a little thumbtack there. But I'm gonna leave mine on the floor, and I'm just gonna plug them up together, and then we'll be done with this. We'll put the transmitter together with the preprocessor, and then we'll be done. All right, so we got all the speaker wire hooked up. We're good to go, just gotta plug it in. But I have to say this before we move forward. This is a plastic enclosure and all, but let me tell you, the connections themselves are quality. Like these terminals, they're really solid. They're not wiggling around, they're not moving, they're not jittery, nothing like that. They're actually really solidly built, kind of where you want the quality to be at. So I'm very happy with that. The same thing goes with the subwoofer input and output. These are quality terminals and inputs here, so you shouldn't have any worries of things getting loose or coming undone or whatever the case is. This is really, really nice to have. So I'm gonna leave this down below in the description box. There'll be a link to this. You guys can see pricing and pick one up yourself. And man, I'm happy to have these. Again, thank you so much, Dynasty Audio, for sending these out. All right, so let's walk over to the closet here where all the equipment hides. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the transmitter together now. So here's the transmitter. All you're gonna need is the power cord that comes with it, and then some RCAs if you're plugging them the way that I am. I'm using the AVM70, so that's a preprocessor, so they only connect with RCAs or XLR cables. So we're going to turn this around so we can see the back side of it. So let me do that. All right, so all my connections are currently with XLRs, but for these, we're gonna use just standard RCA. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take our transmitter here and we're gonna plug in line level left and right. So white and red. There we go. So now we have that done. So we're just gonna put this down for a second. Now, because we're connecting our surround back left and right speakers, we wanna find those outputs on our preprocessor here. So we're gonna find our our surround left and right. So let's do that. So surround back left, surround back right, all right here. So we're gonna plug that in. Cool. So now we have that connected. So the last thing we need to do is come and grab our power source, grab our DC in. They have a small little adapter here. We're gonna plug the power in here. There we go. Boom. So we have that in, and now I'll plug it up to my power conditioner, and then we'll be done. That's all we had to do. We are finished. So we have everything hooked up. Both the transmitter and the receiver are powered on. All the connections are made, so we should be good to go. So how we're gonna find out if we're good is on the AVM70, I have the ability to turn on and off speakers and play test tones right here from the menu. So because I was running a 5.2.4, I don't have the surround backs turned on, but I can go down to my speaker profile here and I can turn that surround back speaker on. Right now it's off. I'm gonna turn this on. So now I have surround back speakers on. So what I can do next is go back to my level calibration and I can play a test tone. So I can see if I'm getting sound from the surround back speaker. So we'll turn the test tones on. Let's go down to surround back. Boom, there you have it, guys. These things are that easy to set up. I'll just plug in a couple of things, screw in your speaker wire, and they pair automatically. And again, these are powered, so they have 50-watt amplifier, RMS amplifiers built in. They're Class D amplifiers built in to these transmitters there. So you can power some speakers or any speakers you want to use. So these are great for surround sounds. As you can see, I'm using them now for my surround back, but you can use them for any speaker. You can use them for any application. If you want to have a 2-channel setup, you can use these as your amplifier. So they're very versatile. They can be used in many different ways. And then you have the subwoofer output. So they're made to be used for a 2.1 channel system, or throw them in the back and alleviate some wire going across your room. It's a really nice product to have. So thank you so much to Dynasty ProAudio for making this video possible. Guys, there will be 100% a link down in the description to this, as well as some of their subwoofer adapters that I have, wireless adapters that I have too. I'll link those down below, and stay tuned. I'm also gonna review one more product for them that I think you guys will like. So check the description box below to get your hands on one of these. They'll tell you all the prices and all the specs, and they're really nice to have and super easy to use. Now, the only thing I need to do next is just run calibration, get all my distances set, and then I'll have a 7.2.4. So guys, stay tuned. In the next coming videos, I'll tell you what my experience has been going from a 5.2.4 to a 7.2.4, and if it's worth it, we'll find out very soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know, what kind of system do you guys have? Are you running 5.2.4, 7.2, 9? How many speakers are you using in your system right now? I want to know that down below in the comment section. Leave me that comment, hit that like button, and subscribe if you are not already. We will see you in the next video. K-Press Guy out. Peace.